Are you a paper crafter that absolutely loves coffee? Maybe you're a coffee connoisseur, or if not, you probably know some people that absolutely love coffee. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a perfect little coffee-shaped card, and it's awesome for adding a gift card, just for anyhow, thinking of you, thank you, and all that good stuff. In this video, I'm also going to show you how to do some coloring using the new Coffee Talk collection. To create this shaped coffee mug card, what I did is I first of all stamped the image from the coffee mug here, and then this is the die that's going to cut it out. So this is actually a pretty large Stampin' die. It's actually 4 inches by 5 inches, so that gives you some creativity and what you can do with it. But to fold this, to cut it out, like I stamped this with copper ink and copper embossing powder. You could stamp it and emboss it with whatever you like. I'd add a little bit of color, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. But for this one, I like to make sure that I am scoring it in the right place. So when I go to die cut it, that it'll be fine. So I want to make sure that some of this is not exposed too much to the die blade so we don't cut it off. So I'll make a little bit of a mark with my pencil so we kind of know where to start the scoring line. So we'll just grab a line right here, and let's see, we'll need to move this in just a little bit further because I want to make sure that it kind of goes over the stamped image just a little bit. Just kind of create that score line. And then once that's finished, we'll go ahead and just score that. I like to go along the other side first. And since you'll see that pencil mark, but that will be cut out with a die. So once you have this scored, we're ready to go ahead and die cut this out. So to cut this out, I'm just laying my die on top, and I always like to make sure that I look at it from the back and make sure that some of the scored edge is not going to be cut off by the die. That'll make that I'll have a nice hinge. So once I have that in position, I'll just go ahead and tape that down. And since this is a larger die, I will tape it down maybe about 1 or 2 different places. Now I'm doing a side fold for this coffee mug. You could also do a top fold if you wanted to do so. So you can do whatever you like with it. So we're ready to run this through the machine and cut this out. So we're gonna this is cutting through 2 layers, so we'll see how this cuts out with 2 layers. So just go ahead, and that is all cut out. So we'll just remove this. Sometimes when the tape is really sticking, I kind of like to remove it from the back so you have everything removed, and then we'll just pop this out, and you automatically have a beautiful card base. It always makes me excited when I'm doing a shaped card. It's something different from the ordinary. I have some tape that just broke off up here. And now we're ready to go ahead and decorate and color this coffee mug. There's so many different ways you can color and decorate the coffee mugs. This one's I did it in a blue. Maureen did this one in a blue as well, but she actually used some real textured cardboard. I don't know, she might have cut that from a real coffee cup. And this one, I just for fun, I made it pink. I love pink, so you can just see really a differentiation in the differences with these. So to color this one, I just wanted to kind of give you a quick idea. If you don't like to do detailed coloring, that's okay. The Toffee Crunch Memento ink along with the Nautical Blue Memento ink are beautiful colors that coordinate very nicely with the Coffee Talk collection. So what I'm just going to do is, for this outer edge, what I did is I just used a little bit of the Toffee Crunch Memento ink and just kind of add a little bit of that undertone, that kind of that tan brownish color. So that's what I did first. I just kind of blended that in. And the next step is adding that nautical blue. I'm not going to color the entire thing, but I just wanted to give you a quick idea of how to color this, that you have a beautiful mug with a little bit of detail. So I started out with some nautical blue right around the edges. and you can kind of see how dark that is, and then I just kind of fade that in, and you can take it in as far as you like, and you can go all the way around. And if you want to have more of a circular motion versus a stripe, just kind of go in a circular motion with your sponge dauber. And I'll just do that all the way around the edge. You could do that on the opposite edge. I did that around the whole coffee cup. So that's how the dark blue was around the coffee cup. And then you have the more detail. For the more detail, I grabbed the Dove blender pen. If you haven't used this before, it is a clear blending solution that you can dip into any of your inks. I like to use a dye-based ink. And so this is a really dark color, so I'll just kind of start in. I see there's a lot of that dark blue on there. I'll just maybe do a couple in the dark blue, and then I'll just start kind of fading that color out. And that kind of quickly just colors in those swirls and gets that detail into that coffee cup. So that's kind of the basics of how I colored mine. And then you can kind of go from there to add those little flower embellishments. You could cut out little coffee beans. You can stamp a sentiment in there. On this one, we added the sentiment up here, so we have a lot of fun sentiments. And in here, I added the sentiment, a different sentiment down on this cup. Within the Coffee Talk collection, we have this Border Essentials die, and I just wanted to show you what all you can do with it. When you look at this, there's so many different borders that you can do. We kind of really added this to this collection because we wanted to add some essential borders that you can really utilize with this collection, but also with the albums and the flip fold inserts. And you'll see, like in this card right here, we use that around the edge. On this one, we did both sides as well, so you can really mix and match. Here is another card that one of the design team members just added it on both sides. It kind of looks like a paper edge. But as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dies in here, but you can make all of these different borders. So you have the numbers, you have this kind of scallop, you have this kind of film strip border. Is beautiful on both sides with pictures. You have all these different options. So just kind of wanted to show you that real quick, and then we'll go into all the different fun samples. There's so many amazing different samples that you can do with this collection, but I really liked how this coffee mug, she just trimmed out this piece and just kind of added some extra depth and dimension, and you can really make this look so very realistic by using a dry white glue and add a little bit of glitter to it. Here's another sample, I'm just going to lay that one, of the large coffee mug on a kind of like a ring where you have some recipes. That would be a beautiful gift. I love how Archana just hung this spoon off the side. So there's peanut butter chocolate chip cookie recipes. That really makes me hungry right now with a good cup of coffee. That would be awesome. But anyway, so some of the design team members, this one was just out of the paper. This has a Tim Hortons coffee bag on the inside. I'm guessing that probably came from Canada. Yes, I know it did. This one is a coffee mug that is decorated. This would be beautiful, just adding some chocolate covered coffee beans or a fun gift for a friend. I love you. A latte is on the top. So let's dive into some of the stamps that are in this collection. This is the stamp set called The Perfect Blend. On the back, you'll see these fun sentiments: how you been, heavenly scent, coffee's in my veins, the perfect blend, and some coffee beans. Here are some fun ways that the coffee beans were stamped. You'll see that the kind of stain here is just a little shaker card. And here's a stamp again. So there's so many different fun ways that you can work with these. Let me grab the other stamp and die combination we have in this set. It's called Coffee Talk Die and Coffee Talk Stamp Set. On the back, you'll have this smaller coffee mug with that spoon we saw earlier, and these all get cut out with this die. So I'll pull up a couple different samples with that. Here is the coffee mug. It's a smaller one. Coffee is in my veins. You have the saying latte, cappuccino, and all that fun stuff here on the side. And this one I covered with crystal lacquer, so you can do that. Here's another version of the coffee cup. Very simple but beautiful way to showcase those coffee mugs. Here's a small one that has some applique white. I'm not sure what that's called anymore, but it looks so very realistic, and a lot of papers cut out in the background. Here's a different version with the coffee mug in the background just cut out into a little shaker card, so you could even put some little fun coffee beans in there as well. Here's another one that was made by Joanne Jameson. You'll see that this would be cute for your Keurig cups. Just give that as a gift to a friend. And then I also have this saying, coffee and you, my favorite way to start the day. accented with some flowers and the background papers. So this is a little bit more of a simple way to add the papers. Then you have this beautiful coffee mug border, and you'll have that in this stamp set. The sentiment says coffee and you, my favorite way to start the day. And let me see, we've got this stamp set over here. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. This has this saying on the side, the little latte art, which is really fun. You have the whipped cream, all that fun stuff. So this is kind of the, I like my sugar with coffee and cream, and then the fun coffee sayings. And then we have a beautiful coffee background. Actually, this one is really nice, just kind of in the background, and then you have the cup. This one has a lot of fun words, cafe, let's meet to talk. So you can do so many different options. The papers are beautiful blues, browns, mocha colors. You can see the individual paper colors on the website once this releases, but beautiful color palette. And there's a lot of tags and inspiration, fun ways that you can work with these. And oh, one thing I wanted to point out too is with some of the papers you can cut out the coffee mug with the die and have that already pre-colored. So a lot of fun things. I can't wait to see what you create. Hopefully this video inspired you to create some projects for your coffee-loving friends. If you would love to have more inspiration, you can visit our gallery at heartfeltcreations.us and click on the gallery link and then related projects under the Coffee Talk collection. You can also share what you've created with this collection by going onto Facebook. I love to see what you create. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you next time.